What's going to derail and crush agencies in the next 5 years? And how do we combat that? So the issue we've got, and it's been happening for years now, is that the Google Ads part is reducing because of automation and simplification. Well, what's our job? This is the scary bit. So I've been thinking, right, how do we head this off? Because Google wants to crush us. It wants to crush the work. So it'll always be there. But how do we get to the point where it's not just Google Ads? How do we get to a point where we productize the whole thing? I've just been through the whole process and I've seen it from the customer's perspective because I am trying to be a customer in the solar industry and it is a fucking nightmare. I've been through the process. I've clicked adverts, I've filled in forms. The forms are crap. The landing pages are awful. They're not getting back to me. There's no lead nurturing. There's nothing. So I'm sat there thinking, well, how difficult can this be? Google Ads is just the traffic. For years, we've said it's the optimization. I think it's not. I think the future is optimizing the whole thing. There's literally a Google API for solar data on maps. So you could get someone's postcode and address off the form, you could run it through the API, and you could literally get an annual projection for that building at that location. Well, that's the job of the company, isn't it? Well, why does it have to be? So if I'm running a Google Ads account for a solar installer, imagine if I had the perfect landing page because I'm running Google Ads accounts for 20 solar installers. Imagine if I know exactly what to ask them to fill in the API to then spit out an automated PDF that says, this is what we can produce at your address. This is a ballpark figure. And then you're measuring lead quality. So are they filling in the information correctly? Are they reading their emails? Are we calling them back on time? If the client cannot call them back on time because they're shit, and then you've got off the back of that, I know this is starting to sound complicated, you've got lead nurture. If the agency knows the industry, they could set all this up. And literally all the client has to do is pick up the fucking lead that's qualified, nurtured, warm, ready to go. If an agency can sit in between all that with a lot of automation, then the amount of value as an agency that you would add, you'd literally crush the competition. If another agency came up to that solar installer and said, hey, we can give you a free audit, they'd be like, those guys are my fucking business. The only way that you'd lose a client is if that client is genuinely trash and they have no business, because you would be such an integral part. You could charge a bit more. I'm not that fussed about charging more. I'm fussed about a client sticking around for years, no churn, and them being low pressure, no headaches.